Okay, let's do this then. So, if you could like, subscribe, and share this video, I'd much appreciate it. And welcome to this video. So, this is basically the chairman doing Meet the Press as such. He hasn't done one since Gary Monk got elected. Oh, I've been watching so much political stuff. Into the manager's job, and there's some interesting things here. Now, before we start, I'd like to just have something for the comments and stuff like that. Yes, there is a little bit of fan bashing in this, a little bit, and I understand people go, oh, he says stuff. He said, if you want me to go, I will go, I will leave, or I will start selling shares to fans. We've had that before. That did not go well. Let's not go down that route again, kind of thing. And for everyone going, oh, you should go, this is it. Go on then, you go get 100 million and pay him for the club. Because he's going to want what you want back that he put in. So just remember that in the comment section below. So, let's start this. So, I am on the Examiner Live and Dom Howson's stomping ground these days. So, let's see what. So, Chansiri on the point deduction has said he's disappointed in it. He didn't think he did anything wrong, but it's better than what we could have done. We could have accept it and move on. He said the state of football at the minute is bad because there's no revenue coming in from fans, even sponsors now. We don't have, or maybe they have to go for a lower figure. Everything's gone down, which is interesting. And there's another one on sponsorship in here, which is an interesting one when I get to it. At the moment, he's still here. I always back my coach with 100%. He knows what he needs to do from the start of the job. We talked about a target every coach is saying. So Chansiri has given Monk 100% backing. Some people will call that the kiss of death, but he got the backing. So Chansiri on target. If we still have 36 games, there's over 100 points. It depends on how we can challenge. We can try our best for promotion. Big ask that, but I like the ambition. I do like it, but I think that's a big ask. Every club on the target. I believe every club tries to do it best. Every club go for promotion. Football is not like a normal business. The curve can increase or go up, right? So, on the long-term commitment for clubs, I don't think about selling club. I try to do my best as I can. Nobody knows the future. I don't see any future in football. I don't know what the EFL or the government are going to do. I don't see any direction. So he's basically saying there he doesn't know what's going to happen with the coronavirus and how to help people and stuff like that. He says about the state of the game, saying it needs to get sorted because there's no cash coming in and they need to say thing. He says every club, not just Sheffield Wednesday, all businesses around the world, and he's basically saying that the state of football at the minute is really bad and something needs to happen. He said he takes responsibility for the point deduction. He's the owner. It's his responsibility. Nice ownership of that. People asking about selling players off. He talks about Fernando in the past, saying we could have sold him. If we had sold him, we could have the FFP. But he was basically saying he was a good player. It's one of those things. It's hindsight. These things that he could have done in hindsight. And he does say that. Now, here's the interesting one people have been asking about, the CEO thing. Chansiri doesn't have a CEO. It's his policy. He does not believe a director of football, and he's explained that in the past, and he has. So, Chansiri on the Hilbert charge. I don't want to say too much. The company, we owned them before my time. We kept that there at that and paid the interest until we had enough money to pay them back. From last season, when we had problem with the EFL, they're scared. They asked me more about security, and that is where we start to have some issues. So that's interesting. So the whole situation with the stadium, he owns it. It's his money. He's putting his money into it. So in that sense, it's kind of thing. He's mentioned about the CEO thing. Interesting one about the manager change. So let's go for this one. You can't mix 2 seasons together. I always say to media, all the fans, it is easy to make a decision without responsibility. It's easy to say he's not good, sack. Some managers gone to other clubs and not been a success. It's easy to sack managers, but sometimes it's not 100% the manager's fault. For me, on the pitch, it's more the fault of the players on the pitch than the manager can do anything. I agree with that. I do agree with that. There's only so much the manager can do, but sometimes it is also manager tactics and how he goes about it. So I completely get both sides there. And let's remember, he's coming out, he's talking to the people, he's getting something out, because he doesn't talk to fans that much. So, Chansiri on fans unrest. Now, this is the bit where it's going to be interesting. Like I said, there is some fan bashing from Chansiri, which is never a good thing. Speaking to my mate who's a Hull fan, says it's what their owners have done in the past, and it doesn't go down well. But let's listen to this. Minority of the fans try and damage the club. I do this to help the club so they don't have trouble of FFP. Everything I try and do is the best for my club. And let's be fair, it is his club. He owns it. It is his club. We are a minority of fans doing, besides moaning and being negative. The majority of fans are amazing. It's just the minority. If you don't like me, that's fine. Just don't damage the club. I have very big sponsors and would have a very big for the club. It was almost finished. It was 8 to 9 figures, the principal agreement, but the team went and found the information on social media. I told it was minor, but at the end of the day, they refused. It made me very upset. I'm not blaming fans, but it's fact. I talked with a big one and they agreed with me in principle. So basically, and I've seen people turn around and say, oh, Manchester United this, Chelsea this, on Twitter and stuff. In this day and age, teams that people are going to put money into do actually look at what is said on social media. And in this day and age, that does actually matter a lot. Because they're having to put their brand to something then, and then putting their brand with our brand. So they want it to be right for them. So in one sense, I actually agree with that. I do get people have gone, oh, if it was no, Man United don't work like that. They got loads of horrible fans, or other clubs have got other fans, and they managed to get deals through. All depends who we're talking to. All depends what it was. All depends the things. The figure. We can only go with what he said. It was 8 to 9 figures. Not sure. A lot of people are saying, was it? Some people are calling bullshit. But all we can do is go from what he's saying. Let's just remember, it's what he's saying. We can interpret it how we want. But if this is what he's saying, it's what he's saying. Lesson learned. I've learned every day since I've been here. I've been here almost 6 years. I know more enough to talk with the ones who say they're experts and have been in football for 15, 20 years. Of course, I still need to learn more. There is no loyalty or trust in the football business. I think that's a Bruce dig. DC only finance investment. I've already invested a few $100 million, which is interesting. People always go, why is he not doing this? Why is he not doing that? He's already put a lot of money in. Let's just remember. I don't know. My people tell me my fans want me to leave. If you ask me, I don't have the intention to sell. If fans want me to leave and to buy me out, I will sell for them. I don't mind. I know what I'm doing. This is the thing here. This is huge. If fans want me to leave, buy me out. It's the fans that want me to leave to buy me out. So he's basically saying, if you want Chansiri to go start saving some money and buy him out. I said this from day one when people said he needed to go. There is no one coming to buy this club. There's no one going round the hill but lining up to try and buy us. Chansiri's here. We have to stick with that. Unless you want to start doing a fan thing to try and buy it out. He said about letting fans buy shares. I don't want that. We've had that before. It doesn't go down well. Chansiri on his future. I have lost money. I'm happy if the fans want to buy some shares, I will step back. I want to know how you can manage. I don't know how long I'm going to stay. If I can stay all my life, I will, but I can't say what I'm going to do in the future. I try to do best for the club, but I can't do it myself. I will try much as I can. So he's saying what we need some help. Let's put it that way. More on the Hilper charge. I cleared small debt since I've been here. Normally, you do business, you need to survive yourself. You can't keep injecting. We keep that debt because no point. One day the club has to have its own ability to pay for it. I understand that the deal is like a loan. With the point deduction, they wanted more security. It's just a few million. It's not an issue. Of course, I can pay. I've already lost a few $100 million. I don't think the rent is very much. I can't remember the figure, what the rent is. It's my money. I don't know why the fans worry. Bit concerning that you can't remember what the figure of the rent is, but at the same time, it's his money, leave him to it. On the accounts, they should be available this month, which is good. We need to have them in. We're going to get a fine from HMRC for them, but it is what it is. And hopefully next year we can get our accounts in around February, March time like normal, like normal clubs do. Why do I sell Jar? We expected a minimum of 10 million, but at the time we knew our position, it wasn't good. When the situation with the embargo, some places say you need to cut your wages. You have a problem with FFP. We can't get players for free. Sometimes players and agents try and do it. Let's be honest, I don't get why that come up on the Lucas Yao thing. It was the right decision. It needed to happen. He's doing well now, and we always kind of knew what was going to happen. He's got a good relationship with Monk, and he says, I talk with coaches. Some coaches maybe don't like to talk too much. It depends on personality, but they have a good relationship. He said he told the coaches last night, I was disappointed about the appeal, but it's better than nothing. I always tell people to do everything legal. That's my policy. The problem with our players is mental inconsistent. I have told that to every coach that comes in. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. The problem with our players is that they're mentally and their consistency. He's not wrong. He's right there. It is a problem. Chansiri has said that we'll see what we need in January. He will support the coach as much as possible. And he said the ambition in playoffs is to go up with each coach. No playoffs. Our problem is inconsistent. We still expect to challenge. My expectation if we try our best to get into playoffs. If we can get into playoffs, that'd be fantastic. With the point deduction now, it's a possibility we could do it, but we have to go on a really good run and start playing better. It's early. We see the 10 games that near start. Average teams normally went up with 76 points. It was 74 last year in the playoff. After January, we can predict. So basically saying we'll know more after January. So it'll be interesting to see what we do. Now, this is the one that I wanted to come on to. Steve Bruce. He's had his say on this, and he hadn't had his say on it before, which is interesting. He wanted to come. I told him, I don't like your style. You can't finish my job. He said he was good enough. He gave him the chance. If he hadn't come to see me, he wouldn't have had the chance to come here. So Steve Bruce apparently approached Chansiri. He went to Newcastle because he didn't come to Wednesday, then he wouldn't have gone to Newcastle. So basically, the Newcastle job, we were the stepping stone for him to get the Newcastle job. That's what it sounds like. But that is interesting. But we can only go on what Chansiri is saying. Chansiri is saying that people have been telling that he didn't need to talk to media for some time, so he's starting to do it a bit more. Chansiri on the fan. The criticism needs to be constructive. Sometimes when I say things, people don't believe me. What's the point of for me to talk? And I understand this. This is why he doesn't do press conference. This is why he doesn't talk to fans. Fans automatically go, that's bullshit. That's not real. Oh, no, you're wrong. At the end of the day, he's telling you what it is. Listen to him. So I understand that. Chansiri with the whole no fans basically say it'll be interesting to see what happens. He reckons it'll be a year or two before it's normal. And if they come back with maybe people like watching it on iFollow. So I don't think we'll get relegation. But if we do, I need to accept that, move forward. And if we do, we need to get to promotion. But of course, we try our best not to get relegation. I like that. He kind of said if we do, we're just going to have to come back and try and get it. Chansiri on Premier League ambitions. When we tried to go up a few years, I weren't successful, and then we needed to step back and try again. These 2-3 years are rebuilding and try to go back. Each team want to go up, just don't know what will happen. The difference for other businesses is that I can go in and affect something, but football, I can't do that. We need to rely on players, and it's not easy. Good statement. I like that. Chansiri on player contract. We will talk with them soon. There's nothing yet. Nowadays, everything is about money. There's no loyalty. Even some players who's helped and supported during bad time, it's ended about money. So basically, he's saying that some players didn't sign new deal because they wanted more money, and it kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. Chansiri on recruitment players with the point deficit. It made it more difficult to recruit players. We expected to bring few players at the beginning of the window. They were scared by the deduction. If it had an effect on players, it's had an effect on players and sponsorship. It is damaged by reputation. Some people say don't do a loophole. I did everything legal. Everything needs to be clear. That's my policy. That's why I'm disappointed. This issue should not happen. So interesting what he's saying. He's done everything legally. With the people talking about loopholes and stuff like that. So it's interesting there. It'll be interesting to see what they say there. My people say fans tried to help us with the decision. We were not slow. It was because if we could sell a player, it could help. We were talking with the EFL for a long time. It took took too long, and they said we can't do that or this. If we can do that or this, they should support the club. So that's where we're up to at the moment in this. Like I said, this is going to be a long video. And like I said, it damaged his reputation. And that's interesting there. That is very, very interesting that he's talking about that it damaged his reputation there. And that in theory, he's annoyed by it. He's annoyed that it damaged his reputation. But it's interesting what's happening so far. So there is not much more left to talk on this one, really. So basically, all he really says was about the Premiership ambition. Let's go. We had the relegation bit. He said, we'll try again. It's a 2 to 3 year rebuild to try and go back. So we know it's going to be a 2 to 3 year project. Chansiri on players contract. He said it was about money. I think I said that. Chansiri on recruitment. I read that bit. People say fans tried to help the decision. And it's just frustration of everything, really. And the last bit, really, he sold the club. Would you sell the stadium part of the same deal? You would have to sell it all together. So it's a given, really, that that's what he would do. In theory, it was a good press conference. I'll give it that. It was a good press conference. I liked it, what it said. I liked what he was trying to get out. And let's also remember, English isn't his native language, so it's going to be difficult reading stuff on tweets and stuff. But at the same time, he has admitted that there are problems. He had admitted there are faults. He admitted that things need change. There is some fan shaming in it. I will admit that as well. A little bit of gaslighting. But at the same time, he's doing the best he can in the circumstances at the moment. And let's be honest. As he said, if you want him to go, buy him out. But no one's going to do that. There is no one coming around to say, we are going to have Chansiri here for a while, I think. And that's the be-all and end-all. Let me know what you think down below in the comment below. It's the usual. Like, subscribe, share. And if you want to donate, there's a link in the description below. But like I said, very interesting thing. In fair play to him. He started this at 9. He finished at about 11:43. So he went for a good, solid 3-ish hours. That's fair play to him. That's a lot to get out. But he needs to learn to communicate with the fans a little bit better. Even if it's getting someone to do it for him, where he'll set out this is what he said, and somebody goes and say it for him in a better way, then so be it. But it's interesting to see. But thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.